Mr. Sabonim, we are back in action. So you want me to turn on the keyboard, right?
Yeah, go ahead and turn the keyboard on.
Okay. It is on. All right.
And then just using the fight stick that you were using, go to the home.
Okay.
Press the home button to go to the menu system.
There we go. All right. So now you can see this much better, obviously.
All right, now I can read it. So you want to go over to the right one, to all the settings there.
Okay, so this guy right here, the gearboxes, or
Yeah.
okay. All right, we're at the gearboxes.
Just waiting for the okay there. So go to input.
All right, we are at input.
And then go down to hotkey bind.
Got it. Input hotkey binds. There we go. Ooh, okay.
Just waiting for the video to catch up here.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're going to change some of the settings that I believe was causing the freezes that you guys were experiencing. So you're going to want to stay at the top and change fast forward hold.
Okay.
And you want to change that to 3. So you hit right click on the fight stick and then just the number 3 on the keyboard. That'll change that.
So fast forward hold. Oh, okay. So I pressed number 3. You said change fast forward hold to what? To what keyboard?
Yeah, change fast forward hold.
Okay. To what number? Or
To number 3.
oh, just to number 3. Got it. So number 3 on the keyboard. Ah, very nice. Key number 3. Very nice. We're good.
That work?
Yep. It worked.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So then you're gonna want to change fast forward toggle to 8.
Fast forward toggle to 8. All right. We're good.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go down to find change full screen toggle.
All right. Full screen toggle.
We want to change full screen toggle to 4.
Alright. Quattro.
And then we're going to change quick retro arts.
Uh-huh.
So did we get that one? Quick retro art?
Oh yeah, to which one?
We want to change it to O.
Oh, just the letter O? O. Alright, it has been changed to the
And then
letter
the
O.
next one we're going to do is we're going to change pause toggle to the letter B.
Pause toggle to the letter B as in boo-boo.
Okay, and then there should be one more. We're going to change frame advance to number 7.
Number 7. Frame advance to number 7. It's like we're playing a bingo. Alright, this is good.
And then that should be what I think happened was the iPad has some weird function that if you hit a certain button on player 1, it'll shift, and then player 2 has different keys at that. And so that's why when I tested it as one player. And so I didn't experience any of the glitches. So I think that's why the guys are
Right, so when you're playing with 2 players, you're using different keys, and it may actually trigger some of these hotkeys, basically freezing the game or just stopping it altogether.
Right.
Nice.
Which is again, that's what I think was the issue when you guys are at Wednesday night fights. So let's go ahead and save those by doing a reboot.
Okay. Reboot, baby. There we go.
Good.
So that should be one thing that I think need to be changed in order to make it a little bit more playable. Changing the hotkey settings, that should change the freeze, which is the and then the video settings that we changed, hopefully will reduce the lag enough to make it a little bit more playable for everyone.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you just said. Yes, you're being too loud. I know it's crazy. Probably because you're having your headsets on and you can't hear each other, you start yelling. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Mr. Sabonem, say that one more time. Sabonem, you're gonna have to repeat everything you said. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. So the change to the hotkeys that we just did should eliminate the freezes that you guys were experiencing at the Wednesday night fights there.
Perfect.
And then the video settings that we did before that hopefully should reduce the lag to a point that makes it a little bit more playable for everyone, especially on the HDMI.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm going to play through this because this is now the first time I play it on the HDMI, and I have to tell you, man, I'm gonna have to, if you don't mind, I would like to keep this box for another week or two. I don't know if I'll be able to go to Wednesday night fights this Wednesday, but maybe next Wednesday. I will have to. Would you be okay with me keeping this box for like until? Yeah, how long would you be okay with me keeping this box before I ship it back to you? Do you have like a deadline?
As long as you feel you need to do this one. I'm not hurting for it. I have, I don't know, like 4 or 5 other Raspberry Pis here, and then 2 arcade machines. So I got other things I can play with.
Okay, perfect. So the first opportunity I get to go to Wednesday Night Fight, I'm gonna bring it down again, and I'm gonna have as many people possible try it out to see how it plays and see how it goes. And then definitely, I would say to you, look into the possibility of bypassing using an iPack, bypassing using the Undamned USB decoders. As awesome as a setup it is, I mean, I love being able to just plug in my fight stick and have it go. You know what I mean? That is really the convenience here. But
yeah, so if we bypass the iPack and then bypass the USB encoder, the trouble with that is you'd have to go into the system every time you plug in a controller.
Oh, so you can't just plug and play. Right? So basically you can't just plug and play. You'd have to go into the Raspberry Pi menu using either the, you know, like the keyboard or something else, and then set that up to get it to connect, right?
Right, yeah, so, and that would be with using a laptop or any type of machine, really. You would need to have some sort of way to get to the menu in order to set up the controls every time.
I see the method to your madness.
Of course, the USB decoders is you don't have to do that. It's plug and play, which is great.
Right, no, this is basically... Are you out of here, General? Thank you very much for commenting in the top 8, and you make it hype as usual. So basically, this is the poor man's version of the Undamned UDC PS2 in the sense of the convenience of it being a ready-to-play box.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of the reason that I did this is because I would like to have Undamned CPS2, but I don't quite have the money to spend on that, or really the need to have something like that. So I kind of wanted that functionality, but in a little bit more easier DIY-friendly device. I kind of like doing the DIY type stuff. So
right. No, I mean, this is the cost. Obviously, you know, is still, you know, between $150 to $200 in parts. I mean, it is what it is, But for the convenience, it's really awesome. And like I said in yesterday's broadcast, obviously you can get
So you're playing with the CRT, or not the CRT, the LCD there. Can you notice any lag change at all?
The lag has been greatly improved from what it was before we made these changes, for sure, man. I mean, when I had it tested at Wednesday Night Fights, there was a considerable amount of delay between inputs and whatnot. So this is a huge improvement. I would say this right now is more like what you would expect from like Fightcade. Obviously,
Okay,
there's
great.
no audio here. Because
Just so you know, if you are playing on a LCD TV, you can go back into those shader settings that we were in and turn that back on, and it shouldn't change the lag a whole bunch, but it gives the scan lines, which gives a little bit nicer effect.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying. However, I would prefer to even keep it like this because, when I play on Fightcade, I don't get any scan lines, and I think the less processing that's applied, the better. I mean, whether it adds any lag or not.
I would agree.
So
And I was thinking some ways that you could reduce the price on this. You don't have to have it in a fancy case.
Right.
For one, you can kind of have it just kind of on a board.
Or in a cardboard box.
Or in a cardboard box, yeah. It doesn't necessarily need a fan. I put a fan there as overkill, kind of just to help reduce with the heat from the Raspberry Pi.
You could probably do like a manual heat sink or something, maybe some crazy tinfoil or something, right?
Yeah, and you could also, I think you could probably, if it was all open, you could use an actual joystick encoder instead of the iPad, because you can get joystick encoders for pretty cheap. The only problem is you have to plug it in after the Raspberry Pi boots, because for whatever reason it doesn't notice it until once it's done booting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, well, I mean,
So in some of the earlier versions of this one, I actually had toggle switches to turn on the power to the USB in order to get the controllers to work properly. And then I switched to the iPad, and then I didn't have that issue anymore.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, I mean, I figured that this wasn't just, something you just put together. Sorry, I'm playing. I figured this wasn't something that you just
about a month and a half.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, I was brainstorming the idea for a while. Honestly, the hardest part, there's two hard parts. One, getting the game to start from the boot. That was something I really wanted, and it was kind of a difficult task to find. And then the other issue that I had was the encoders. And once I switched to the keyboard encoder, that all went away.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I really appreciate the booting straight into the game. I know it's such a small detail, and most people would be like, come on, man, that's not necessary, that's stupid, I'd rather have it boot into a menu and then I can choose whatever I want. But I completely understand where you're going with that, because it turns it into like a gaming console, even better than a gaming console. You plug it in and it starts up, and then if you want the options, if you want to change the game,
definitely makes it when it boots on right into the game. Definitely gives it a more kind of a professional feel to it, I think.
Absolutely, it becomes more of a like an arcade machine or a point of sale kind of thing, where you don't want to know about the technology behind it. You don't want to know about the operating system. When you bring it out, and it makes.
So and kind of the idea behind that was I have an arcade machine that I built, and with that, so that was kind of my basis for that. Is I want that it runs on a Windows machine, but I don't want to be able to see Windows at all.
Right.
And so with this, I understand it's a little bit different, but I didn't want to be able to see the user interface at all. If I had my way, honestly, I would get the little berry thing that loads up in the very beginning to go away as well, but that wasn't an option, so I had to keep that.
Right. Man, this Vampire Saviors is fucking crazy.
I think my only gripe about it, and if I had access to a laser cutter, would have been better, but was the USB holes in the front.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was homemade, but that's part of the prototype charm, in my opinion. So, I mean, of course, having a laser cutter would be
cutting a round hole is very easy. Trying to figure out the USBs is a little bit difficult. And what I actually did was I made a plexiglass panel to go in the place of those, and I used that to see where everything lined up on the inside. I marked it over onto the aluminum and then cut the aluminum.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
in the instructions, I have step by step how to do the entire build. Even the settings that we just went through and changed, I have that in there as well.
oh yeah. So are you? So you're gonna complete your sort of walkthrough of how to make these possible, right?
Yeah. So that's all done. I don't know really where to put it where it would be good.
Well, I mean, you can put it. You can create something on the Shoryuken boards. You know, a lot of fighting game. You know, sort of. It used to be at least the legit place. Are you connected in Honor Crew on Facebook?
No, actually, I have a Facebook. I haven't actually touched my Facebook in like, I don't know, 2 years or something like that.
What? Blasphemy! All right, fine, no worries. Well, I mean, you don't have to do that, obviously. But yeah, like I mentioned in the emails, definitely the Shoryuken forums. You can basically start a thread. I mean, granted, you're gonna get a bunch of trolls who are gonna be like, you know, talking shit, like unessential, you know. But everyone has their opinions, and everyone's entitled to the opinions. There are tons of, like, you know, the whole those websites where you can post like how-to tutorials. I forget what they're called, but there's there's a whole bunch of those websites. I'm assuming
like Indestructibles and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, exactly, like Instructables. Obviously, people contribute to Instructables.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah, so I got the file and I included the actual image because I don't know if they're going to change anything. Right now, I know that it works with that image because that's the one that I use.
Okay.
And so I'll put that in as many places as I can, and
yeah,
maybe it'll help some people out to want to be able to play the games a little bit better.
I mean, of course, I would love it if you wanted to put fuck, I just lost. If you wanted to put it on Arcadium.com, I mean, I'd be happy to dedicate a page to it where you can have all the links and all the information. You know,
yeah,
in addition to everywhere else,
thing.
that's up to you. So I set you up with an account at Arcadium, so you can either just log into your account, and you should have privileges to create new posts and new pages. And if not, you can send me all the stuff, and I'll just put everything on a page for you and format it. So I'll leave that up to you. Obviously, this is your baby. This is your build.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I actually sent you all the instructions. I think yesterday or something like that in the email.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But that's everything. That's
but I mean, wait, those instructions that you sent me in the email? Are you talking about the instructions that you sent? It was like a list of things that you did, right?
Yeah. So I think I labeled it Laptop Console.
I was thinking more of like a super detailed, step by step, like total, like I'm a complete, I don't know how to do anything, like literally walk me through, even with like photos and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like super detailed.
Okay, so I could do that, and maybe it would be better if for part of it anyways, I shoot a video and maybe post it on YouTube or something.
Correct.
Too.
Yeah. I mean, literally, if you took video of the entire process of building this, that would be awesome. You know, people could just scan through the video, and you could tag the different timestamps of what you're doing where, because people love that kind of stuff. Like, I know that when you're building stuff, when I'm building stuff, when you figure something out and how to do it, it becomes common sense. It becomes like, well, of course you're supposed to do it like that. But the great thing about tutorial videos is that you make them so incredibly, I don't want to use the term dumbed down, but I have to, because it's not about people. It's not that people are dumb, but when you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to do something, and you need someone to really just break it down into like baby steps. So I'm all about that.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. I'm a teacher, so I get that.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. I don't need to be schooling you on that kind of stuff. You know all about this. Yeah. So basically, pretend that you are writing this tutorial for kindergartners. Well, sort of. You know, like very bright, intelligent kindergartners. No disrespect to kindergartners, man. But anyway, I mean, this, especially now with the very minor edits that we did here, I'm enjoying this a lot more, because I do have to tell you that the input lag was pretty horrendous. I can still see it over the HDMI screen. Again, this HDMI screen, I don't think this is a particularly like low lag screen. The HDMI monitors that they have at Wednesday Night Fights are, I believe, like some of the best as far as the processing time. So that might be even better than what I'm experiencing right here.
Okay, yeah, and I think that with those settings, that's probably about as good as it can get from the hardware that we're using, without, like you said, using an actual laptop or something like that.
Right.
That's pretty well the best that you're going to be able to get. And hopefully, like I said, with the settings that we did to the hotkeys, that will eliminate the freezes. Because I think, like I said, it's something that has something to do with the iPad. They have the shift buttons in there. Yeah, and hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely. I can't wait to take this back. I wasn't able to set it up at Wednesday Night Fights until later on in the evening, because it was a really busy night. So hopefully next time I go, I'll be able to get it set up so that it can be running during the whole time that I'm there, and then I will. Man, I am not good at Alpha 3, man.
And so when you brought it to the Wednesday Night Fights, did you just set it up to play the one game, or did you show anybody how to do any different games or anything like that?
People got into playing some different games, and one thing that they were talking about is that the game speed, can we change the game speed from a menu system here? Because I know, game speed is different. You can change sort of the arcade jumper settings. Is that something where I go into the maybe here? No.
I didn't catch that. It was cutting out. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no. Like, you know how like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, right? People like to play it, the Japanese version. I think they play it on Turbo 3 or Turbo 2 or something like that.
Yeah. So actually, I got that all set up. So if you go to any game really, but go to Super Turbo, because that's the one at least I'm most familiar with.
Okay.
If you go to that game, let it go through and load up, and if you hold the coin button or the select, it'll actually go to the configuration menu.
Oh, okay. So I hold either one, basically, right? So I wait for it to boot up, right?
Yeah, wait for it to boot up. So like on the Undamned board, they have the test button, and you go to that if you want to change characters or something.
Yeah.
So I set this up to be almost the exact same thing. And so if you are in the game and a new player comes in and you want to play a different character,
dude.
if you hold if player 1 holds select,
Yeah.
you go to that test menu and you can reboot to go out. And in there also you can change the coin and then also the speed settings. Actually, you can select the speed.
Right, the system configuration, right? Turbo 3. Yeah, we changed it to Turbo 3 from Turbo 2.
In fact, if you make it free select, then you can choose it from the character select mode.
Oh yeah, that's right. Free select, right? Yeah. People don't like that during tournaments because it gives people the option to fuck around. Oh wait, so press player 1 start to return to. Ah, very nice, dude. Okay, this is perfect. All right, so that's the back button right there.
And so, like I said, furthermore, I really wanted to make it as much like the CPS2 board as I can,
Right.
without, that price. I understand that's a higher price tag, but you're paying for the perfection of it. This is obviously not the same perfection level, but I tried to make it function almost the exact same way.
Right. No, you do. I mean, I completely understand where you're going with this, and I would say for the price, basically under $200, you can have a really cool box where you can literally, it's so small you can take it even, you don't even need a backpack, you know what I mean? and you can set it up anywhere. And if you have a CRT available, even better. If you're at Evo or at some some tournament anywhere, and you're hanging out at your what's it called? At your hotel room. Of course, today all hotel rooms have all hotel rooms have TVs with HDMI connectors. Of course, you plug that baby in. Your friends have their fight sticks, and boom, you get the party all night long. Because that's what people do anyway. They bring their laptops, right? And they load up their emulators or whatever. I mean, people who have
that's one of the nice things is the portability. But and I only really have it set up to play just the Capcom fighting games, but it can play any game pretty well up to PlayStation.
I know, it's crazy. You could load anything on here, right? I haven't actually tried the Super Mario All-Stars. What happens if I do this?
The Super Mario one, I don't know. That's a classic game that I kind of grew up on.
Yeah, for sure.
My favorite one, so I put it in there just for fun.
Hopefully this won't get me in trouble. Well, there's no audio, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's cool, and it works on the fight stick too. Right?
Yeah, it might be a little weird to play Mario with a fight stick, but it should work.
Well, Sabone, man, the first video game I ever played in my entire life, it was in Santa Monica in the late 80s. It was in a place called Lee's Liquor Store. It was on Ocean Park Boulevard, right by 21st or 23rd Street, Cloverfield, somewhere around that area. It's no longer exist anymore. It shut down. And there was an arcade cabinet, beat up and nasty, and it had Super Mario Brothers on there. So it was 25 cents, and I was only like 6 maybe years old or something like this. I don't remember. And that was my first experience with video games. Super Mario Brothers on an arcade
that's
cabinet.
Kind of funny. I didn't know that they had Super Mario on arcade cabinets. That's interesting.
Yes, I mean, and I remember distinctly. It was really strange. I don't even know if I don't think it was official, but I remember distinctly. It was Super Mario Brothers, and it was on a standard beat-up arcade cabinet. It was really, really strange. So how do I press? There we go. Okay. But yeah, no, it was. Oh shit! I just backed out. Shoot. Come on, baby, let's do this. Mario game, Luigi game. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so you'll keep the machine there for some time more. Again, it doesn't matter when you send it back. And then the plan is to bring it to another Wednesday Night Fights. Hopefully, it works better than previously, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be fine. I think people are going to like it a lot more. And sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. There we go. Yeah, and then I will return it to you as quickly as possible. It's only going to be maximum like a couple of weeks. At the worst. Okay? And then we'll...
Yeah, okay. Like I said, no rush. You want, keep it for as long as you feel, it's useful. Like I said, I got multiple other machines here I can use to play ST with.
Very cool. Well, no, seriously, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you sending me these for testing. I should probably stop playing now because Nintendo's going to not be happy because their policy on emulated games, man. It's very, very not good. Even though they use downloaded ROMs from the internet in their own virtual consoles, of course. So, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't know if you've seen, but there's some people that have actually modded the Mini to run this system, so you can actually run probably ST even on the Mini NES.
I saw that somebody, what's his name, shared that. Was it maybe Toshin? or somebody shared that on Facebook with me, and I'm kind of like, yeah, but it's on the NES Classic, which you're gonna have to pay like $500 for, only to make it turn it into an emulator, which is all it is. So no, that's pretty cool. If you have a few extra, you know, NES Classics to mess around with, right?
For the price of that, I mean, you might as well just buy the real Undamned.
Yeah, I know, right? I would seriously that would be a good trade, you know? Ah, fuck, I fucked up. All right.